See the matchups that are being shown here by Coach Chot Reyes. Very, very interesting.
It is that intriguing matchup between Jason Castro and Olsen Rosella. And here's Peña. Peña will hand it over to Washington. 8:37 remaining in the opening quarter. Lamang ng dalawa ang San Miguel. Peña scores underneath.
Nice high-low play there by San Miguel. But I didn't see Talking Tex collapsing strongly on Dorian Peña. I don't care how powerful a player Peña is. You've got 3 Texters there allowing an inside shot like that. That's not good defense.
Back after this. A miss by Kelly Williams. Labanan sa rebound. Nakuha ng San Miguel. They're on top by 4. We're coming off a Talking Tex timeout.
Well, crucial for Talking Tex to get second chance attempts. It's about getting multiple possessions. At that time, San Miguel only gave them an opportunity to take 1 shot. I mean, if Kelly Williams takes a shot, you've got to have an alley peak position for the possible offensive rebound.
Here's big outside Castro. Castro dancing inside. Blocked by Peña. And Peña even screams at Jason Castro. Nagbabantay po sa kampo ng San Miguel. Chicky Reyes. Chicky, go ahead.
Momentum has shifted and our confidence level is high. This was what assistant coach Gia Vanilla shared with me earlier. Now, after winning games 3 and 4, the Beermen realized na kaya din pala nilang talunin ang Talking Tex. But to extend their winning run to 3 games, San Miguel will focus on 2 main things. Number 1, the missing men of Talking Tex, Peak and Williams, as they expect these guys to bounce back and prevent a repeat of games 1 and 2 where they played with no sense of urgency. Nico, Kinito?
Salamat, Chicky. At yan nga, tututukan ng San Miguel si Ali Peak and Kelly Williams. You know, when a coach calls out on his players, the natural tendency is these players will play big in response.
Well, that's the motivator. And that's what Coach Chot hopes will happen here in game number 5. But you remember in game number 4, that game could have gone either way. Were it not for San Miguel's early 17-point advantage, which was squandered. Remember that game was tied with just about a minute to go. And San Miguel's experience, however, winning out down the stretch.
Speaking of experience, both Olsen Rosella and Daniel Defonso are on the floor. Second personal, laban kay Larry Fonashev. And when you look back at the conference and you figure out that, you know, Danny and Olsen did not play significant minutes in the elimination round, most especially Olsen. But now they're playing such vital roles dito sa finals.
Well, it's called championship experience. These guys have seen a lot, they've done a lot, and Coach Atto Agustin has learned to trust in his veterans to get the job done. And here, again, we see a battle of coaches. Nung nakita ni Coach Atto Agustin na papasok si Ronnie Del Ocampo, binalik muli si Daniel Defonso. That's the matchup that Coach Atto Agustin likes.
Kelly Williams double team. I mean, really harassed on that play. As we near the halfway mark of the opening quarter, San Miguel up by 3, and Jay Washington kicks the ball out of bounds. Bola ng Talking Tex.
You know, so far that interior defense of San Miguel is holding up because all the points that Talking Tex has scored in this game so far have come from 3-point distance. They're not able to get any layups, no second chance attempts.
Here's Williams. Saw an opening, and Ranadel De Ocampo scores.
That time, there was a penetration, opening up a possibility for someone to come inside and score unmolested. First layup, first inside the paint points for Talking Tex in this game.
And another turnover caused by the pressing defense of Talking Tex.
You know, I think that's key. The kind of defense that Coach Chot Reyes will want to put on the ball carrier of San Miguel. And earlier we saw even a double team on the man with the ball, and that will stymie the flow of execution in the offense in the half court of San Miguel.
Okay, Dominic, tell us more about Talking Tex.
Well, for Talking Tex, they want a good start. They haven't really started out well in the first 4 games. Again, like you mentioned, Ali and Kelly have to play big, but more so, Kelly Williams has to stay out of foul trouble. For the guards, they were very successful in penetrating the first 2 games. So in games 3 and 4, kahit na binibigay na sa kanilang outside shot, hindi nila tinitira. So in today's game, they gotta make their outside shots.
Well, that time, Castro took it inside, but he was foiled. Ito na si Arwin Santos, just a 1-point ball game in favor of San Miguel.
Again, that interior defense of San Miguel foiling that attempt from the inside by Talk and Text. Now, you notice that miscue here on the part of San Miguel, but obviously San Miguel is trying to get Arwin Santos to post up, get the position inside so that he can go up against a smaller Ryan Reyes. But that has been the story of this game so far. Ryan Reyes playing defense on Arwin Santos, a major defensive adjustment on the part of Coach Chot Reyes.
Lagpas kalahati na tayo sa opening quarter. Bola na kay Alapag. Jimmy Alapag over to Reyes. Ryan Reyes for 3. No go. Rebound Washington. And here's Danny I leading the break. Of all people to lead the fast break, it's Daniel Defonso.
That's really because of his basketball IQ. He's not the quickest player on the floor, but he sees a situation when he knows that he might be able to get the jump on Talk and Text defenders, and he hits an easy layup. Plus, he'll go to the line for a bonus.
And if you're Chot Reyes, you are going to shake your head. How can Daniel Defonso outrun your entire team?
Well, right now, Coach Otto Agustin is using a speedy lineup. He's using a big lineup, but a speedy lineup. Dorian Peña is not on the floor. But when you have a lineup with Daniel Defonso and Jay Washington and Arwin Santos playing together in the front line, that will give you a lot of quickness and agility.
San Miguel, lamang ng 4. Harvey Carey just missed his first attempt. He just checked in the ball game. Same for Alex Cabagnot. What a fantastic setup job para kay Arwin Santos.
The penetration of Alex Cabagnot. And that's why we call him the crunch man. He will make the clutch plays, the big plays. And he's not looking to score, he's looking to pass. Wide open shot.
Somebody caught napping on defense that time. First 2 points para kay Kelly Williams. And Castro making it hard for Don Tiveros. Now here's Cabagnot, as you mentioned, the crunch man. Or in Tagalog, ang taong malutong. And a nice inside shot there by Jay Washington.
Coach Chot Reyes playing with 3 guards right now. And he feels he's very comfortable with this because it gives him a lot of quickness. With Ryan Reyes playing now the 3 position and Jason and Jimmy playing together. But again, that interior defense of San Miguel is just so merciless and unforgiving.
A miss by Arwin Santos, but Jay Washington takes care of business. And don't look now. San Miguel have 8 big points in the opening quarter, and they are in control of this first period. Dito sa game number 5 as we enter a 30-second timeout, brought to you by Handy Fix. The first aid ng bahay mo, bonds all, and seals all.
Well, a big run here by San Miguel. I think everything is predicated on how they play tough defense. If they can get their stops, especially inside the shaded area, you notice that there is a focus of Talk and Text to bring the ball close to the basket and score on layups. That means all their 5 players are going towards their basket area. And when San Miguel gets the rebound, they have an open situation on the fast break on the other end.
Look at that, 3 guys ganging up on Kelly Williams, leading into a fast break. And alahoy layup by Arwin Santos won't work. Pero mabuti na lang nandun si Jay Washington for the excellent trail job. And right now, San Miguel on top by 8 big points and very firmly in control of this contest.
Oh, we don't see the transition defense here by Talk and Text. You see an effort on their part to bring the ball closer to the basket, and they're getting foiled. I think it's important for them to loosen up that tight defense of San Miguel. Get some nice medium-range shots, opening with some nice kickouts like that.
Bagong shot clock para sa Talk and Text, but they're down by 8. Alapag, hounded by Arwin Santos. Here's Castro. Castro against Cabagnot. Castro, baseline. Ryan Reyes, bitin. Ali Peak. Look at that. 3-4 red shirts around Ali Peak. I mean, there is such a conscious effort to stop guys like Kelly Williams and Ali Peak to get any form of rhythm here in the opening quarter.
You know, I see San Miguel playing a variation of a zone defense. And the whole idea being to be able to get feet inside the paint. I was talking to Coach George Gallant of BMAC just the other day, and he was telling me that in his philosophy, it's important to get a foot in the paint, meaning to say the start of clogging the lane. making sure that the bigs of the other team don't get those open looks and easy shots. And look at Dorian Peña muscling his way for that rebound authoritatively.
Here's Kabakdon. Trying a drop pass. Takbo ng Talking Tex dito. Here comes Alapag over to Jared Dillinger, and he was challenged by Washington.
That was a 3-on-1 situation. San Miguel, no easy layup for Talking Tex.
.2:46 remaining in what has so far been a San Miguel ball game. 18-10 back after this timeout. These two teams are tied. Pareho silang may 2 wins in the series, but you get that feeling, a very strong feeling, that the pressure is mounting on the side of Talking Tex.
That's because there's been a momentum shift. But you know, for Talking Tex, they've got to be able to just play their game. They've got to loosen up here and try to get in the flow of things. They try to play a defensive matchup here very early. But I think more than defense, they've got to make sure that their offense is flowing.
Here's Dillinger. Reyes approaching the last 2 minutes of the opening quarter. And once again, for the third straight game, that San Miguel defense is going to keep that Talking Tex score very low. As Jimmy Alapag misses a 3, rebound carry inside Dillinger. Dillinger almost.
And he'll go back to the line. You know, earlier you mentioned something about the matchup in the backcourt of Jason Castro, who's 24 years old, against Olsen Rosella, who's 40 years old. But I remember in 2008, I interviewed Jason Castro. He was actually in his car. Thankfully, he wasn't driving, and he was on his way to Pampanga, where he stays. And I asked him, can you name me your idols? Now, remember, he was not in the PBA at that time, but he told me he had 3 idols. Chris Paul for his all-around play, Tony Parker for his quickness, and Olsen Rosella for his basketball IQ. Can you believe it that now Olsen Rosella is playing basketball against Jason Castro?
At si Olsen pa bumabantay sa kanya. At talagang nasusubukan ang maturity ni Jason Castro against a very mature Olsen Rosella.
A senior citizen at that. In the PBA terms.
Oo naman. Hindi po totoo na libre na magsini si sa Makati, si Olsen. Hindi po totoo yun. Sa bola pa rin ng San Miguel. Lots of time to shoot. Here's Peña, laban kay Ali P. 10 on the shot clock. Josephio has the ball. Against Alapag. Kabakdon looks at the clock. 3 to shoot. Washington fires and connects.
Washington fighting himself. Virtually open that time because he was matched up against Ali P. Ali P is just a little too slow to extend his defense. He's a post defender. He's really not going to give you too much defense on the perimeter.
So far, very shaky start for the big man of Talking Tex. Kelly Williams, Harvey Carey, Ali Peak. All on yet to find her rhythm here in game number 5. And finally, Harvey Carey scores on a turnaround, his first 2 points of the ball game.
Look at the pressure defense being applied here by Talking Tex. Almost getting a turnover. And Coach Chotres likes to do that, likes to use his 2 quick backcourt men to apply that pressure all the way in the backcourt with Jimmy Alapag and Jason Castro.
Shot clock down to 8. Peña goes up without the ball. It will stay with San Miguel. And Sunday Salvacion will come in para kay Arwin Santos. Oh, remember what happened to Sunday Salvacion in Game 3. Sunday Special! Instant Sunday Special.
That's unbelievable sub on the part of Coach Ato Agustin. Bringing in Sunday Salvacion just in time for that inbound. Oh my gosh.
So, paubos na ang oras sa opening quarter. It's now a 9-point San Miguel lead, their biggest lead of the ball game. And Dillinger will miss. Offensive rebound, Harvey carries.